Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Ellen Barrett. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've got a great show ahead for you, and I'm very excited to introduce you to our next guest. This is Brent Mead. He's the owner and president over at Gruno's Diamonds. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having us on, Ellen.
One of my favorite movie lines, I don't know if you've ever seen it, from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, is, "Ladies, frost yourselves." Do you ever say that at work?
All the time.
All the time?
All the
That's
time.
what I figured. That's what I would say, at least, if I had your job.
Come over and we'll frost you.
Oh, I'm there, sold. So you guys started in Rockford, and you guys then opened up another store in Madison. So tell me a little bit about why and when you guys relocated, or not relocated, I guess, opened up that second store here in the Madison area.
Sure. Well, we turned 2 years old this past November.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you. And we're loving the town, we're loving the people.
Yeah.
We've really enjoyed it. We had a lot of customers that were in this area.
Sure.
And so it made sense, and we brought some very unique product lines to the Madison market that weren't here. So we're actually filling a very good niche, so to speak.
Absolutely, and that kind of leads into one of my next questions. There's quite a few different jewelry stores here in the Madison community, but what makes you guys so special?
Well, simply put, it's our people.
Yeah.
We've got the best Madison-grown professionals that we could find that joined our company. So everyone has a gemological background or degree, so they're very educated, they're very helpful. I think above all the products and everything that I could say about our products, it's our people that really make us different and special.
And really, when you think about when somebody is going in to buy jewelry, oftentimes it's for either a special occasion, maybe they're getting married, or they're commemorating a moment in their life. So having those people and the staff, I would think is so important, because it's usually a huge moment in somebody's life that they're being a part of.
Very emotional.
Yeah.
We're blessed to have these happy occasions to share with people. But you're right, having the right people to help pull them off, so to speak, whether it's an engagement or an anniversary, it needs to be done right. And having people that understand that make all the difference in the world.
Right. And now, do you guys have any special events coming up over at Gruno's?
We do. This 8th and 9th of March, we're having a vintage event where we're having about 500 pieces of vintage jewelry from all the different periods brought in. And it's going to be really something to see. We found that there is a big following in vintage jewelry.
Yeah.
And we're happy to bring it to Madison first. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Our regular business hours, you can come and view these pieces, purchase them, or just get educated.
Oh my goodness. What a cool experience to come in and check them out. And if you do find something you love, to purchase it as well. But what a cool experience. That's not something you could really do anywhere else.
Unless you're going to go from little shop to little shop. Here you're going to see a pretty vast collection, starting at like $200 and up.
Wow, very cool.
It'll be fun.
And now you guys are the official Rolex jeweler. And what does that exactly mean?
Well, it means that we were selected by Rolex to enter this marketplace and conduct business. And Rolex is very particular on who they choose to conduct that business. So we're very honored to have Rolex in both our Rockford store and our new Madison store.
Wow.
So we carry the complete line of Rolex timepieces.
That's a big deal. I mean, Rolex is a household name that I think anybody probably knows and recognizes. Wow.
They just had a wonderful commercial on the Grammys just the last week. So,
see?
Or the Oscars, I mean. So
there you go. There you go. And now, what other unique brands do you guys carry in the area?
Sure. Well, we're again chosen to be the Forevermark partner with De Beers Diamonds, the largest cutter, polisher, and handler of diamonds in the world, through their Forevermark brand.
Sure.
So we're very pleased to do that. We also have Roberto Coin and Shinola watches and Alex and Ani, all the things the girls like. So there's a lot of individual brands that are very iconic and very well known, and some that aren't so well known. And we're proud of each and every one that we carry.
And quick before we go here, what are your hours if folks do want to stop in?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, and we're open Saturday, 10 to 6, and Sunday, noon to 5.
Perfect. Again, this is Brent Mead. He's the owner and president over at Gruno's Diamonds. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Again, thanks for having us on, Ellen.
It was great to have you, and we'll be back with more Talk of the Town, so stick with us right here on Wisconsin's 57 Television. This celebrity interview is brought to you by Wisconsin Financial Services. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and we all know and love our next guest, but what you may not know is that he, like many of us, was living paycheck to paycheck, even living in his car before he made it big. Now, from his television talk show, radio show, books, and as a host of a variety of programs, comedian Steve Harvey has been giving us advice for years, and now he joins us live from Los Angeles to share some tips as we come into tax season. Steve, thank you so much for being with us today.
Hey, Ellen, good to see you again. I've seen you so many times. Thanks for having me on your hit national television show, Ellen.
I love it. I don't know if I go that far,
That's
but I'll
okay.
take it. I'll
Let's
take
just
the
dream
compliment.
the dream.
Thank you. I love it so much. And now you've been giving us advice of all kinds of topics,
Yeah.
every area of life. What do we need to know as we enter tax season?
Well, I'm with a great company called Green Dot, and during this time of the year, they came up with a great program just like last year. If you have a tax refund coming, which many people do, it's a beautiful time of the year. We're gonna make a move. We're gonna put a down payment on a car. We're gonna get a new outfit. We're gonna go on a trip. But you can't do that without your money. So Green Dot came up with a great program because if you're getting a tax refund, if you have a Green Dot prepaid card, you can have that tax refund direct deposited onto your card, and you get it quicker than waiting on a paper check.
Wow, and I know that more than 30 million refunds are expected to be delayed, so it sounds like that'll really help people get their money faster. Is that correct?
It's crazy. We find that out at the last minute that all these people's checks are going to be delayed, and you want your money. This isn't money you're asking for. They're not helping you. They're giving you money that you've overpaid.
Right.
And so, if you got this that's coming down from the government, it's already a slowdown. Then you run the risk of putting it in the snail mail, and anything could happen from there. That's another delay. Why not get it straight from the government directly into your account? You get an email or a text letting you know, ding, hey, your money's here, and you get it a lot quicker.
Absolutely. And now, Steve, during those years when you were up and coming comedian, what was the biggest challenge when it came to your own taxes, and how did you handle it?
It was just knowledge of taxes. I didn't have any. I didn't have a way to do it. So they got a quick way just for simple tax procedures. Go to greendot.com/tax. Now, if you're in tax trouble, then you need a lawyer and a new jumpsuit. It's usually an orange.
Some great advice there. I appreciate that. And now, Steve, you are always busy and have a lot on your plate. I don't know when you sleep, man, because you seem to be doing so much. What are you working on now, and where will we see you next?
New show on ABC Primetime called Steve Harvey's Thunderdome, coming out this spring. You're going to love it.
Oh my gosh, you are a busy man.
Absolutely.
And finally, Steve, where can our viewers go for more information?
Just go to greendot.com/tax.
Wonderful. Again, Steve Harvey, comedian, host of multiple shows. Thank you so much for being with us today in Madison, Wisconsin.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you so much, and we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right here on Wisconsin's 57 Television after this. This celebrity interview was brought to you by Wisconsin Financial Services. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. With me now, I have Steve Bozeman, and he's the owner over at Steve's Auto Sales. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me today.
And now, it was fun kind of chatting before the show, and you were telling me a little bit about the history and how you got into auto sales, but could you share that with our viewers as well?
Absolutely. It's kind of a passion I've had.
Yeah.
My grandfather worked on cars, and it kind of burned itself into me. I more or less just love cars, and I know people need them. So I just made something a business that would help people and fulfill my passion as well.
Absolutely. And you have that mechanic background as well.
Absolutely. I worked about 10 years as a mechanic, got my license, so it kind of helped facilitate the process of fixing the cars.
Right. And I would think that would just bring a different background that maybe a lot of other people who are in car sales don't have, that mechanic side of things.
Absolutely. It definitely gives me an edge to be able to fix the cars and make sure they're right.
Absolutely.
And a personability to be able to just speak to me as a mechanic as well as an owner.
Now, how long have you been in business over at Steve's Auto Sales?
I've been in business approximately 5 years here in Madison.
Okay, 5 years.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Things must be going well. You're
Things are
helping a
going
lot of
good.
folks.
I love it. It's every day I get up and I'm excited to go to work, so that's just something that a lot of people can't say. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a car purchase is really such a big part, like you said, of people's lives. You need it for transportation. You spend a lot of time in it. You take your family in it, maybe your pets.
Definitely.
So it's a really important part of somebody's life, a big decision that you get to be a part of.
It is. I feel like I'm giving almost a liberty to people buying the vehicle. Some people come in, they needed to go to school, they needed to go to work, they need it for their kids, so I'm able to help them out in a big way. So
Now you have 2 locations, and where are you guys located?
we're located at 648 East Washington, across the street from the High Noon Saloon, next to the Goodyear and the Salvation Army. Also on 1619 South Stoughton Road, both on the east side.
Perfect. So 2 easy locations for people to
Yes.
choose from.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And what kind of services and programs do you guys offer to your customers?
We offer a warranty program. We also have a discount parts program. If you buy a car from us, we'll offer you the same discounts we get on parts. We have tires. We also consider ourselves credit consultants, so we help people to build the credit. We talk to them about bad credit and try to just give people a good perception of what life should be like as far as building your credit up in association with the vehicle. So.
I love that because they often do go hand in hand if you are making payments on a car.
Absolutely.
How can you do that in a way that's responsible and could benefit you even to make
For
those
sure.
payments on a loan?
Yeah, I mean, making payments is definitely the first step. You know, the credit unions, they talk about building trade lines. An automobile definitely is a good trade line to have because it gives you a 3 or 4 year period to build this up, and you get the added bonus of driving your investment. So
That's true. You get
can't
to
beat
use
it.
it.
You get to use your credit. So,
Absolutely. And what would you say is different between your business, Steve Auto Sales, and other dealerships in the area?
well, I think that the first thing is that you're going to be talking to the owner.
Yeah.
A lot of other dealers, I mean, maybe you can't talk to the owner.
Right. You really get to meet Steve.
It's called Steve's Auto Sales, so the buck stops here.
Right.
When you come see me, we're going to do business face to face. We're going to have a relationship, and in the future, hopefully you'll come back like 90% of the customers. Bring your family, your grandma, your kids, and we'll have a good, graded relationship between each other to do business. So.
Absolutely. And where can people check you out online and also on Facebook?
Our website is www.stevesautosales.net and also Steve's Auto Sales at Facebook.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yes, please stop by the website.
And you guys also offer financing, which you mentioned. And what type of financing do you guys
Absolutely.
offer?
We have financing for good credit and bad credit. You know, we offer vehicles from as cheap as $500 to as much as $60,000. So we
Sure.
have the full gamut of vehicles. The credit, you know, we have people that deal with terrible credit, bankruptcies. It doesn't matter if you had a repo. We have people to deal with that. We have people to deal with good credit. So
Yeah.
you get the primo interest rate. So, I mean, we have the whole spectrum of credit handling capabilities.
So no matter who you are or what your past history is, stop over to Steve's Auto Sales and Steve will help you himself.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us today,
Thank
Steve.
you for having me.
I appreciate it. And we'll be back with more Talk of the Town, so stick with us here on Wisconsin's 57 Television. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. With me now, I have Dan Kobussin, and he is the Vice President over at Kobussin Buses. Thank you so much for being with us today.
No problem. Glad to be here.
And you guys have a pretty long history here in Wisconsin, so tell us a little bit about Kobussin Buses.
Well, next year will be our 80th year, so we're
Wow.
pretty excited about that.
Congratulations.
Well, thank
That's
you.
an incredible milestone. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We have spread out in recent years. We're at 17 locations across Wisconsin, so we're doing really well. We're a third generation. I'm third generation. My grandfather started the company
Very cool.
80 years ago, so it is very cool.
And that's just got to be really cool to be a part of. Because, I mean, there are a lot of family-owned businesses in the area, but it's rare that you meet one that's really gone through the generations for that amount of time. You said 80 years of history. How have you guys changed and evolved over that time?
Oh boy, we've changed a lot. The buses obviously have changed, or maybe you don't
Yeah.
think the buses have changed because they're yellow and black. They look the same, but really they have. I mean, we've gone from gasoline engines to diesel engines and back again to we're going back to gas and propane buses now. So things have really changed, and the safety has gotten better and better over the years. But from a driver perspective, boy, that's changed too.
Yeah.
In the 50s, we were had a lot of farmers who would come and drive the buses in the morning and the afternoon after their chores around the cows. And in the 60s, we started pulling women out of the household, and when they came into the workforce, we started doing a lot of that. Now it's just a big mixture. We've got stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads that are driving for us. We've got a lot of retired folks that are driving for us. Just all different variations of folks.
Absolutely. And something I want to touch on as well is kind of about school bus safety. And I think with recent things in the news, people get paranoid or I think really worried at times. But school buses are actually really safe. And I mean, when you look at, there's one instance, out of millions of instances that something bad and goes wrong. But how safe would you say is school bus transportation?
Statistically, school bus is the safest vehicle on the road.
There you go.
It's 50 times safer to ride in a school bus than it is to take your own student to school in your car.
Wow.
So moms and dads out there, think about it. It's safer to put your student on the bus than it is to actually drive your own car.
Wow.
It's
and
safer.
It's really important to note that, because I think when something does happen and it comes up in the news, it makes people fearful. But then you kind of got to put it in perspective with reality,
right.
that it is a really safe method.
Out of all the numbers of students that ride every day, yeah,
Exactly.
it's definitely.
And what kind of training do school bus drivers have?
We provide training, nuts and bolts, all the way to all the way up to full blown CDL training. So we do all sorts of background checks. We make sure everything is everybody's ready to go, and we do on the road training.
Sure.
We do testing, continuing education as time goes on. So we can provide that for a person. So if a person's coming out to apply for a job, it's real easy. We walk you through all that process.
And there's actually certification you have to have a license to be a school bus driver.
Commercial
correct?
driver's license, yes.
So it's not just like anybody off the street, any regular driver can just come in and
Correct.
do this.
Correct.
Which I think also gives parents some peace
Right.
of mind there as well.
Right.
And you mentioned all different sorts of people who are school bus drivers. And I think for kids, that's like a really big part of their lives, and a really probably fun and enjoyable career that you get to be a part of. So what would you say are the benefits of being a school bus driver?
Well, that's probably the biggest one, is
Yeah.
you get to have a little bit of time with the kids every day, but at the same time you don't have a full responsibility of
Yeah.
the students all day. So I think it's great from that perspective. It's a flexible job. You can you could do other parts of the job. You could take the kids to the basketball game. You could take the kids to the football game. You can do some of that, or you could just drive a route every day and see your students every day.
Right.
And again, it's flexible. It's AM, PM. It's great pay. So it's a great position.
And if somebody is watching this and thinking it'd be a great fit for them, where can people find more information about becoming a bus driver?
You can just go to our website at www.cobuson.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for
You're
being
welcome.
with us today. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. And again, this is Dan Kobusin. He's the VP over at Kobusin Buses. Be sure to check them out. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of our guests for watching today. You can find us next time on Talk of the Town, only on Wisconsin's 57 Television.